They used to call me Crazy Joe, well, now they can call me Batman.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Dog Days of Podcasting, Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. We're doing the Dog Days of Podcasting 2025. That's too many 20s. We are doing a podcast today for the month of August, as we do every August, thanks to the Dog Days of Podcasting. If you are not familiar with the Dog Days of Podcasting, if you're one of my YouTube viewers and you're like, what is this? Go to dogdaysofpodcasting.com, where you can subscribe to the mega feed and hear everyone participating. I'll tell you, it's been a while, a couple hours, since I heard Paul Mackey's last entry. But he had a trivia question, and because it's been several hours, I don't remember what it was. But I do remember that I wanted to chime in on it. So I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to Paul Mackey's trivia from a couple hours ago in order to be able to do that on my next Dog Days episode, because I had something to say, but through the course of the day, it just went out of my head. So I apologize for that. Today I was going to talk about The Conjuring. The movie The Conjuring came out in 2013. It is based on a true story, or a true account from the case files of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are noted demonologists. Ed Warren was the only demonologist endorsed by the Catholic Church who was not a member of the clergy. Sometimes you hear some things about them. Some people say they were frauds. They were charlatans. But the fact that Ed Warren did have the backing of the Catholic Church and was the only layperson to have that backing does give them a little bit of credence. The Warrens are most famous for a couple cases they investigated. The Amityville case, famously, made into the movie The Amityville Horror, and the case of Annabelle, the possessed doll. Well, in 2013, Warner Brothers started doing a series of movies based on their case files. The first one was The Conjuring. Then they did The Conjuring 2. Then they did spin-offs about Annabelle, because Annabelle featured in The Conjuring 1 and she got a spin-off. And then there's a prequel to Annabelle, a sequel to Annabelle, another sequel to The Conjuring, Conjuring Last Rites, then 2 more spin-offs, The Nun and The Nun 2. And it has turned into an 8-chapter cinematic universe. And in fact, one could argue, and I don't even think it's an argument. I think it's pretty much cut and dry. Other than the MCU, which is easily the most successful cinematic universe there is, but of the modern era, the only cinematic universe that has come close to the MCU in terms of quality and box office success is The Conjuring. I know the DC universe tried something. It didn't always work. We had an attempt from Universal to make a shared monster universe called the Dark Universe. Didn't get past the first chapter, but there have been several attempts to do a cinematic universe after the success of the MCU. And what's interesting about The Conjuring is I don't think it was an attempt to do a cinematic universe. I think they just wanted to make a movie, The Conjuring. But then they realized the case files of Ed and Lorraine Warren were rich enough that there were offshoot films like Annabelle and The Nun. But that first Conjuring film from 2013 is a pretty special film. It's a really well done horror film. And I just rewatched it on 4K. It's being released on 4K on Tuesday, the 26th. And the review, I got a review copy. I'm going to be posting a full review on my YouTube channel. But I just kind of wanted to talk about, I think, what makes that movie work in general. And it is the relationship between Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, I don't know the real Ed and Lorraine Warren. Actually, they're both deceased now. But I never met Ed or Lorraine Warren. So I don't know how faithful this film is to their true lives. I don't know how much of the real Ed and Lorraine Warren are in these characters played by Patrick Wilson, also known as P. Willie, and Vera Farmiga. But the two of them have such great chemistry. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, they have such great chemistry together. And they're so likable as Ed and Lorraine Warren that it carries the film. It carries all three of these films. all three of the main Conjuring franchise. Their relationship and the chemistry between those actors playing these parts really carries these films. And I remember in the middle of The Conjuring 2, in the theater, watching The Conjuring 2, there was a scene where Ed Warren just like started playing the guitar for some kids, and Vera was Farmiga as Lorraine was just kind of smiling at him. And I was watching the two of them and the chemistry between the two of them. And I thought to myself, I want to spend more time with these characters. I think that is the success of these films. I want to spend more time with these characters. In fact, I wouldn't mind if I was spending time with them not in a horror film. I would go watch the two of them go on vacation together. I would watch the two of them doing mundane household things because I just like these characters and I like these actors playing them. I don't know. I think that is the key to the success of the Conjuring franchise. And I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Obviously, these were very popular movies. And you know, Lorraine Warren, man, Ed Warren died years ago. Lorraine Warren just died maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. She died very recently. But they were two of the most known supernatural investigators in the world in real life. So this kind of ties into what Mark Kilfoyle is talking about over on his channel for the Dog Days. He's been talking a lot about Art Bell and the Art Bell Show. I don't know if Art Bell ever had Lorraine Warren as a guest. I would be shocked if he didn't, quite frankly. I bet anything Lorraine Warren was a guest on Art Bell's show at some point. I don't know. Maybe Mark, maybe you can tell me. But all right, The Conjuring is coming out on 4K disc this Tuesday, the 26th. And the fourth film in the franchise, The Conjuring Last Rites, is opening, I think, like the first week of September. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I really like these movies and I really like these actors in the part. And I'll kind of follow them as long as they'll keep taking me on the ride. All right, everyone, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander pajamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. I know we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.